Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
A fairy thing.
A people place.
A tricky trailer.
Well, hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney pals, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. We're getting back in the swing of it now. After Christmas and snow and things, we're back 2 weeks in a row, and long may that continue. It's good to see you all there in the chat. We've missed you guys, we really have, but we've got an extra special show today because we have finally shortlisted the top 10 photos from our photo competition. So we're going to look at them all, we're going to chat through them all, and then there's going to be a post going up on the Facebook group in which you can vote for your favourite. You can also vote on here today, so you can get 2 votes if you are in the loud, because you can vote here and you can vote on the thing. That's just favouritism to you guys, but we do love you because you give us things to talk about there in the chat. So that's going to be the plan today. But before then, we have 2 pieces of news, and we usually have a little housekeeping, boys. Is that correct?
We do.
My house. I'm just listening to the audio.
And is it all right, Hugh?
I'm about to find out.
We're about to find out whether the audio is all right. Here we go. Everyone be quiet for a second. Ooh.
Either Lucy's really loud or we're a bit quiet.
Lucy was really loud.
I shout and I lean forward. Yay! So we're all there. So should we see who's in the chat?
How do we sound, guys? Do we sound okay?
Who are they?
All aboard, please. We've got Joey first in the chat. I don't know if you know Joey.
Joey, Bonnie actually went on. I don't know why. Bonnie went on about 5 o'clock and she went, there's someone in the chat already. And it was Joey, wasn't it?
Joey doesn't
Very
hang
good.
around. Well,
No.
Joey says, good to see you, Joey. Joey says, hey, lovelies, very excited for the show. My question this week is, what is the best piece of Disney clothing that you own? Mine is still my black DLP Spirit jersey.
Really good question. I've got like 8 Spirit jerseys, so it would be hard to pick. If I was going to, it might be my purple Disneyland Paris 30th. Also, there's the jumper, the cardigan that I wore last week that Hugh got me for Christmas. That's mega special. And then I would have to say my Tiki Room dress shop dress.
Your Peter Pan coat was a popular one for a while, wasn't it?
It was. It got lots of comments when we're actually in Disney World. Disneyland. You don't wear that in Disney World. It is so hot.
I have an answer for you. It's my What's in Your Tiki Cup shirt, which is available in the store on YouTube and also on our TeePublic website as well, which is in the description.
Look at that for you with your segues and your branding and your integrated merchandising.
Well,
I'm impressed.
I like to try.
I know.
I've got many shirts that I like my Orange Bird shirt and things like that. They're all special in their own way. But you know what? I think this jumper that I'm wearing gets the most use because I saw it in a charity shop. It's like it just says Mickey on it in big chunky letters and a picture of Mickey, and it's a blue shirt. It's a bit small, but I roll the arms up and I like wearing it like that. It's distressed, which I don't normally like because it's going to get distressed on its own. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to buy it 2 years into its journey already. But I wear this all the time.
Nice.
It's just a nice casual.
And it's
Top is about £3 from a charity shop.
I like you in it. It's cute.
Can I tell you what I want? I would like the Goofy shirt that Marty McFly's brother wears on the Disneyland photo in Back to the Future.
He wears a
Oh.
Goofy hat as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But it's the one with it where it's basically you're Goofy and it's Goofy's body on the front of it. Because I quite like that shirt. But anytime I find it, it's not really affordable, so I never bother.
Back to the
Yeah.
Future, Goofy.
I have
I
so
think
many
it's that
Disney
anyway.
clothes though, like so many, that I'm probably missing something really vital that I wear a lot and I can't think. Anyway, should we continue? Who else is in the chat?
Hugh's gone down a rabbit hole
Yeah,
right now.
I'm here.
you've
I'm
sent
back.
you've sent him
He's back in the
googling.
room.
I'm back. Oh no, I've lost it.
Can I just say, while there's a gap, I don't like doing these personal things, but I feel I need to. As many of you know, I am currently going through the Invisalign braces thing, and every week you put in a new set of braces. And there's something about this week's braces that are particularly teethy. So I feel like I'm whistling and snarling and lisping and all sorts of things. I just seem to have a weird week's worth of braces this week.
You're
Continue.
particularly sibilant today.
I am
so
particularly sibilant.
Don't say a succession of several quick S's.
I will endeavour not to use any words that start. Oh,
Well,
damn it.
Bonnie was second in the chat, and Bonnie is also here in the room. Hello, Bonnie.
Hey, Bon.
She's drying her hair in her
She's in the nook.
hair. What do you call that?
Turban.
A hair turban.
Yeah.
Flying Flusky is here and says, "Hey everyone, wanted to say thanks to everyone for being lovely and for the Disney Street pals for being an inspiration." So Flying Flusky shared a series of vlogs.
Yes.
On our Facebook group, the Disneyland Paris Show on Facebook.
I sat and watched all of them, and I should have been working on Friday, and thoroughly enjoyed every single one of them. So yeah, thanks for those.
Yeah, I watched them too. I enjoyed them. I particularly liked the mention of me.
I'm going to say we got a little mention. Oh, you got a little mention.
Well, it was she was saying that every time she doesn't get a snack she wants, she thinks of me because it happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, also adds Joey, it's got to be my kissing Mickey and Minnie tights. They look like awesome tattoos on the back of your calves. Huh.
Uh-huh.
Bonnie, have you got a favourite Disney bit of clothing? Like a t-shirt or some pyjamas or...
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
If you think of one, shout out.
If you think of one, go and get it and bring it down.
Just on
yeah.
Flying Flusky. Sorry. So she actually asked and shared it in our Facebook page and asked the question whether it was okay to do that. And I just wanted to make it really clear: if you've got vlogs, we want to see them. We absolutely want to see them. So get them shared on that Facebook page. We're not here to say, this is our thing and don't go interfering and don't be competition to us, because it's not about that, is it? No. We feed off everybody else's stuff because that's what actually gives us the news, because we're more like a magazine show than we are like hot off the press news outlets. So you guys and your experiences is what feeds us. So keep it coming. Share it.
If you post anything that isn't acceptable, Cheryl will zap it off.
She will,
won't she? John's here.
Hey, John.
John says, Joey, mine has got to be either my Pirates of the Caribbean or Phantom Manor Spirit jerseys.
Ooh.
Can't decide between the two. Spirit jerseys are popular.
Oh, I tell you what, I have house pants that are Nightmare Before Christmas, and I love
House
them.
pants.
I love them because they have
Pajamas.
pockets. Yeah,
Pajamas.
pajamas.
Yeah.
I love them because they have pockets, because all my other pajama bottoms don't have pockets. So they're probably my favourite Disney thing that I wear.
We've got Sugar Sweet Samantha. I don't know if you know, but sometimes among certain circles, Sugar Sweet Samantha is known as Sugar Sweet Mama.
Is that right?
Yeah, and Sugar Sweet Samantha says,
Say we're more a triangle, really.
I have so many Spirit jerseys and Disney clothes. I cannot pick a favourite. However, I have just purchased a jacket off Vinted that was upcycled from a Disney blanket, and wow, I'm in love. This sounds good. We need pictures, please. Flying Flusky, watched your vlogs a few days ago. This is Samantha again. I even clocked your reference to Hugh at 37 Disney Street when you were walking through the studios and talking about being in line for something and it being out of stock. That's what I'm known for.
Who else could it be?
That's me. 15 days to go. Also, she adds, I will be back in the magic. The last two trips I've been on February 2024 and September 24. I did write trip reports, but I never sent them in. on that, because we sometimes get behind and we just have a month off. If you've sent one and we haven't read it out yet, and we said we were going to or something like that, because I've got names written down.
I have 2 at the moment.
Like I've got one here that says Trip Reports, Suzanne Mills and Pamela. I think
We've done both of those.
Can't read mine right, but we think we've done those, do we?
The ones I have, let's have a look. We've had a couple actually recently. So Nick Murray, who was the one that Lucas read out, and it just kind of stopped abruptly, so we sent the rest of it.
Oh yeah.
We haven't read that one yet. Victoria Cutler, we've got a trip report from, and then we've received one this week from Paul Evans as well.
Cool. We will get on to those at some point soon. Hello to Pat, whose favourite outfit at Disney clothing is the blue Wall-E sweatshirt. I love everything Wall-E related. He's my favourite Disney Pixar character. I don't see a lot of Wall-E merch. What are we looking for here, guys?
My drink. I thought it was right down there where my hand was, and now I can't see it.
It's not there, is it?
Is Bonnie going to tell me it's rolled under the
Anyway, cracking on. Andy says, hi everyone, 126 days to go.
Ooh.
Cheryl says,
That's
Sunday greetings. Sunday greetings to you, Cheryl.
Sunday greetings.
Oh, and John did notice fancy new start card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we've had that for a while. There's been a plan to do something with that for quite a long time, and then today I just thought, you know what? Well, this week I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I just did it. But you notice the newly worked animation as well, so it's a little bit different to what it was before. Yeah. I mean, I'm no animator at all. I just use Canva. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, you've got chops.
I've got chops.
I spent, because I wasn't sure what you were going to do with it, and I thought you might be zooming in, so I actually enlarged the each element to way beyond the boundary. But it turns out I didn't need to do that.
Nah, never mind. Thank you, though.
It took me about half an hour.
Mate.
No, it's my fault. I should have asked. Jen says, hey, pals. I love my sky blue Winnie the Pooh hoodie. It's so comfy, and I always feel chilled when I wear it.
Nice.
Hannah says, hi, everyone. Cool Pasty is here. Good evening. Hope you're all good. And it's not too cold up in the north. It is cold today. And it's a certain type of cold that I always complain about, and people don't know what I'm talking about.
I like this cold more than a wet cold, though.
No, this is kind of a damp... This is a tickly cold, right? And when you sit in your car, you've got all your layers on, but still all your limbs and your back are tingling and tickling.
Yeah.
Like, an icy, dry cold is fine for me. It doesn't get me in that way, but this type of cold, it just gets all over my skin.
Because it's funny, isn't it? Because last week it was snowy and it actually was colder than it is today, but it feels colder today than it did last week to me.
Yes.
I've even brought my massive coat just to get me from my wing of the house to your wing of the house today.
Wow.
I know.
We've got Lauren in the house. I've forgotten how to pronounce this name. Please, someone help me.
Aoife.
Is it Aoife?
Yeah.
Here we have 32 sleeps till DLP.
Ooh, that's
so
very soon.
Exciting, guys.
That's my next level excitement. I have 3 levels of excitement. I have 100 day and then 90 day. I know they're very close, but 90 day is way more exciting than 100 day. So we get 100 day excitement, 90 day excitement, and then it all just kind of sits on a level until 30 days. Then that's my mega excitement. Obviously 7 days we go through the roof, but I'm not really counting that. So those are my 3 excited days.
90 days is the fear of paying the balance date, actually.
We booked closer than 90 days last time, didn't we?
Did you?
We started at like 57 days last time, I'm sure we did.
Yeah, maybe.
For the Christmas one, I
I'm saying
know.
that, I don't actually know. Lisa says, hey everyone, 282 days until Disney World. Can't wait to experience Halloween and Christmas season. No DLP, though, until next year. Well, that can wait if you're going to Florida. Andy is listening from Switzerland on a work trip.
Whereabouts in Switzerland?
Not sure if that's already been scratched off the map. We was just saying we haven't done the map in a while.
You work trip to Switzerland on the regs, don't you?
I do, yeah, quite often go to Switzerland.
I do have a list here.
I don't know if Switzerland's been marked before, but I know people who have listened from Switzerland. Or watched or whatever. But yeah, we do need to do the map, don't we? Is it about?
I don't see... Oh no, we've done Switzerland.
Oh, we've done it.
We've scratched it off.
It's already gone.
Never mind, Andy.
Davos.
And we've also got, let's see, Lisa says favourite item. It says face, but it will be fave. Favourite item. No, I'm going to read it as it says. Face item is my cake-worthy denim princess jacket with the classic princesses on the back. Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Nice bit of denim. Joey says, I've got really my wardrobe dedicated to them. I'm currently eyeing up a new Aristocats DLP on the Disney Store site.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Ed can't make the live tonight. Have a good show. Oh,
Thanks, Ed.
but you're here. Flying Fluskate are going to Walt Disney World around Halloween, but don't have exact dates yet. So 270-ish days. And we've got Tracy. Me and Elsie are here. A bit late, though. Elsie's going to stay awake for Patreon tonight. Fell asleep last week and had to watch the quiz the day after.
We nearly all fell asleep last week. We had a bit of a mare,
had the
didn't we?
looping
And
issue
didn't
came
really
back
get
again, didn't it?
started until like 10 to 10. No, 10 to 9.
Just on the Patreon thing, I want to say massive thanks because I think we've had 4 new Disneyland pals, Disney Street pals this week on Patreon. So we better do something good today. I think it's going to be a general chit chat, isn't it, this week? But yeah, thank you to all of you.
And just to finish off, we have Cheryl is here. Yes, I am always watching, in reference to the Facebook group. Elle says housepants are they to go with your house coats, aka dressing gown?
No, I'd never wear a dressing gown. I'm always too warm for a dressing gown. I'm mostly too warm for pajama bottoms.
I have an emergency dressing gown. It's a Chewbacca one. It's hung up in the bathroom, and it's if I need to quickly get out of the bath and address something that's going on in the street.
What does it sound like if you're wearing a Chewbacca dressing gown?
What does it?
Can you do a voice?
What does it sound like if I'm wearing a...
I just do a Chewbacca voice. Oh, I tried.
Did you see Andy's in Davos?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Is that how it's pronounced? It sounds a bit Greek. Does that?
It does a bit.
And we've got Guy here, voiceover Guy. Good evening. 85
Guy.
days till DCA. I forgot you were going there, Guy. Great to see you all again.
Right, Guy, we need trip reports from DCA.
We do.
I am now sold on the idea that maybe 2026, October 2026, maybe we are going to go and try to go to California and then drive the Pacific Coast Highway. We were going to stop at San Francisco, but Hugh has now expressed an interest in Oregon because Roxanne was filmed there.
This might be a separate trip. I don't know.
Well-
It's a lot to do.
It's just one long road, basically, one long road. So I think we're going to do the entirety of the Pacific Coast Highway. I think would be cool, but it would, of course, it would include a trip to DCA. So please tell us everything.
Speaking of DCA, I'd just like to jump in here and say we've got an email this week from Gina, who said, "Hi Chris, Lucy and Hugh. I started listening to your podcast a few years ago when I was planning a visit to DLP for my family. I stayed for your lovely banter and travel vlogs. So much of your planning advice was spot on. Way too few outlet plugs at Sequoia Lodge. Great meals at Hakuna Matata and Cafe Agrabah. Extremely prickly pin trading cast members. I just listened to your first podcast of 2025 when Chris mentioned that he didn't think he'd ever make it to the US, much less to the original Disneyland. I felt a pang of sadness. At the risk of sounding like a crazy stalker, I'd like to invite Chris and his family to stay with my family in LA if he ever makes it out to California. We live about 45 minutes from Disneyland, close enough for a day trip, but far enough away that we stay in hotels for multi-day trips. We have a studio in our backyard and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to give you all those details.
Yeah.
But she also says, Lucy and Hugh are also welcome to stay if they ever make it out here. We're magic key holders and can pass on the tips and tricks we've accumulated about our local Disney park. Your podcast is one of the few I've continued listening to during this crazy political time in my country. Keep up the good work."
That is
Wow.
so lovely.
Oh, it did say...
Thank you so much.
It did say... We've got a separate message that said, P.S. Apologies in advance for Naked Wednesdays.
My
made that
heart
up.
was full when I read that email.
I made that
Yeah.
up. That's a very generous offer.
But these are...
Yes, thank you, Gina.
Do you know what? It's just so gorgeous. But also, like, we come here and we sit on our sofa and we do this every Sunday, and it's getting that kind of love back that really makes it all worth it. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're really building a little community, a little crew here. So just thank you. You. I'll get all teary. Continue, you, before I well up.
Well, yeah, Guy. I think Guy should use his talents and maybe send in like some little nuggets, sound bites. Although
That'd be great.
Guy, sometimes he used to take work. He was telling us when we saw him in Florida that he used to take work with him because he could, do a few lines as a voiceover artist and But then last time he decided, no, I'm going on holiday this time. So maybe it would be too much like work for you to be sending us little sound bites. Anyway, whatever you can provide, we'll
Do you know,
greatly
just
received.
We'll lap it up.
on that subject, 'cause it's all relevant. Me and Hugh both have freelance artistic jobs, and we were just saying this week, how weird it would be to have a job where you leave at 5 and then you don't have to think about work until 9 a.m. the following morning. It's so weird. And Hugh said you'd even replied to an email on It's a Small
No,
World.
I did. I replied to an email on It's a Small World.
And then I said, last time we were in Disney World, I got my dramaturg's report. When you're a playwright, it gets sent off to something called a dramaturg that a lot of people have never heard of. But it's someone who reads plays and then sends you like notes on your plays. So I got my dramaturg's report, stood in the queue to Haunted Mansion, and I stood there and read my dramaturg's report and replied. Stood in the queue. So it's like, you're not the only ones who take your work on holiday with you.
I thought it was when we were getting off, but actually thinking about it, we just set off. And we were just, this is in Florida, we were just passing under the restaurant where people can wave at you out the window. And I got a message saying, can you do this for, a week on Monday? And I was like, yeah, no problem, Michelle, thanks a lot, bye. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm working on It's a Small World. Ridiculous. Stan from the Solo Show is here.
Hey, Stan.
Stan has 82 days to go to Hong Kong Disneyland and Tokyo Disneyland.
Oh, man. That's
Also,
a dream, isn't it?
on the list.
Wow.
Please. I think I can speak for everybody here. We are a Disneyland Paris show. We mainly speak Disneyland Paris, but we're very interested in this.
Yes.
Send your reports.
Do.
We would love them, Stan, please.
And Regina says, greetings, but only to Chris.
That's because I work with Rex.
Do you know what? I thought so.
This is Rex. Rex is a work colleague, but Rex has just booked to go to DLP in May. So she's obviously watching to get the lowdown from,
We better
from
get
this
into some
knowledgeable podcast
news and tips then.
Quick, before she gets bored.
And then, just to wrap it up, Guy says we'll do a trip report, of course.
Yes.
Going Universal and Disney. We'll happily hear about Universal in comparison to Disney, won't we? Stan says plan DCA during D23 in 2026.
Oh, that'll be good.
And Flying Flusket adds we might be going. Oh, it's done that thing where it's gone off the bottom.
To DCA
Yeah.
and DL at some point this year, but trying to work out how to find cheap tickets. Any genius tips for that?
Oof.
No.
None whatsoever,
None.
because none of us have ever been. However, we've got some very clever people in the chat, so hopefully they can help you.
Yes.
I just want to, while we're on this kind of general Disney nerdy thing, I want to tell you what's going on with me at the moment.
Just make it all about yourself. That's it, Lucy. Go on.
With a friend of mine. It's not with me at all. It's with a friend of mine. I got this message on Thursday night. Hang on. Saying, right. So a very good friend of mine moved to Virginia. He met an American, married her, and then they ended up moving to Virginia. He's always been a little bit nonplussed by my love of Disney. He had no interest in it. He's never been to a Disney park, and he thinks that I'm bonkers. And then on Thursday night, I got this message. We're taking a bunch of kids to Disney World, Florida tomorrow for the long weekend. As the resident Disney expert in my life, any tips?
It's too big a question.
And if you want to know how someone with no interest in Disney ended up doing this, he's a musical director, and the best job to get quickly when you move to America and you need a quick job is he runs the Glee Club at a local high school. So he's the musical director on a Glee Club.
Oh.
So he was taking all the teenagers down. So I had to do that. Anyway, so I gave him loads of tips. But then yesterday, he was actually at the park and I was giving him live instructions. It was like, where next?
Turn left.
Yeah. He was like,
No, left.
like he said, oh, we've just got in the park now. And I said, oh, I've looked at the app and Haunted Mansion's a walk on. Get on it immediately. So we did. And he loved that. And then he was going, where next? On to Pirates. I told him to go on to Tiki Room. I think he was a bit nonplussed by Tiki Room. But being a Glee Club man, I sent him over to see Dapper Dan's on Main Street. Anyway, it was just because someone mentioned Universal. Look, all my pictures. That's Joe in Disney. Sending me pictures just to prove he's there. But then this morning I was like, where are you today? And he went, oh, we're going to Universal today. And I went, boo. And then I got a message going, Rise of the Resistance is spectacular. We got on it with only a 55-minute wait. And I went, I thought you were in Universal.
Oh,
And he went, I am. You mean Hollywood Studios? Yes.
wow.
That's how I know, that's how un-Disney this guy is. Anyway,
Oh dear.
so we're still doing live updates with Joe. I'll let you know if anything comes through. Oh,
Right.
they ate at Mama Melrose, he's just told me.
I know we normally do news, but I'm really thirsty. Can we?
Okay.
Okay.
It's showtime! All together! In your tiki cup, in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage and drink it up from your tiki cup.
I've gone for the cheap plastic orange tiki cup today because I just fancied it.
Oh, it's nice that though.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah,
It's,
it's cool.
Lucy won't drink out of it because it's got whatever. Anyway, Chris brought in these drinks. Explain yourself, Chris.
It's called Zobo, and it was in the so the co-op have started having
Premium Zobo.
having like local food type things that do like clever drinks and stuff. I don't really know what it is. They just have a section where they have weird stuff, and this was the weird stuff, and it's called Zobo, a taste of Africa, hibiscus, ginger, and pineapple.
Wow.
And I thought it sounded like something me and he would drink.
It certainly does. It
So,
sounds
I got
great.
some.
You're not going to have any?
Me, no, because
Oh, it's fizzy.
teeth. That's
got her
my
teeth
excuse.
in.
I've got my teeth in. So I'm on plain water
Making a
only.
nice noise, that.
Anyway,
Did it fit you?
it smells nice. I've never heard of this stuff.
Me neither.
It's pretty good.
It's all right.
It's nice. It gets better. It goes in quite plain, and then the flavour comes through.
It says the Zobo drink is widely popular in Nigeria, but also has different variations across Africa. So there you go, and the Caribbean.
That's good. I give that 4 stars.
It's not bad at all, is it?
It's very nice. Yeah, I like it.
It's got a nice little ginger bite to it as well.
It does. Like me. Should we do a spotted news?
Go on,
Shall we? It's like 5 to 9, so
Laura. In which case, no news this week. See you later.
I know. No, we're good. Right. It's a fairy thing. So, we have this thing in Disneyland Paris where we get trapped between seasons. We know that they've got the festival music coming in the summer. That's going to be a big old one. We've just got rid of Christmas. There's no set season at the moment, which means they don't know how to decorate the place. So we've had a return of a bit of a mishmash of a few different things. They've got the like flower medallions on the station.
Oh, those things that were about last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also about last year was the like oversized flower fountains from the Splash of Colour in the town square that kind of shaped like flowers. They seem to be going for a bit of a fairy thing.
Those lampposty things are back as well, aren't
Those
they?
lampposty things about now. Those used to have actual fairies on them. Now they're just like grass coiled round a lamppost kind of thing. So it's not really got a definite. I've put fairy thing because it seems to be a little bit. It all seems a bit fairyish. A lot of it is recycled from last year, but that's what you can expect if you're visiting in the coming weeks and months, I presume, until we get an official start of
It's
a
called
new season.
The festival of the stuff that we've got lying around that we need to make use of.
Exactly that.
Festival of That'll Do.
Yeah. What's in the back? What you got in the back?
Festival of getting our money's worth out of it.
While I was
Stuff we
reading
got
that
wrong.
out, I got an update from the lovely Joe, who's just told me that he rode the Millennium Falcon and they were in the gunner position. Lots of button mashing.
Oh. Good.
Oh, he felt a bit sick because of the movement, but you
Oh,
don't, yeah.
He's one of them, is he?
Yeah, like
Oh,
me,
dear.
yeah.
Oh dear.
Our pilots were both young kids, so we crashed a lot. Yeah, that happens. Right.
Joey says maybe they were going for a Grease 2 theme and it's just been a guild for all seasons.
We've got decorations for all season. Any will do. There we go.
Nice.
Nice, isn't it? Yeah. This is why these two usually do the singing when we have sing-alongs.
I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Right, so that's that basically.
Oh.
I'll be honest, it's a light news week unless we're doing too much renovation stuff. So next thing, I like this one. It's a people place. Meaning
place.
the citizens of Main Street have returned to Main Street. Now, I was trying to find more individual details about this, people who've had interactions with them. In the past, we've had the mayor of Main Street and we've had like a couple of rather flamboyant women, and then you have like I don't know. They all seem to have characters. I saw pictures of them all stood together. Nobody stood out as having a job, and I couldn't find any details of anyone who'd taught them. So I don't know if they're talking in French or English or a mixture of both. However, it is a great thing. They do this at parks all over the world. They've just got people improving and chatting with people in period. What would you say it is? Turn of the century, like Edwardian dress kind of thing. And it just adds a little bit of life, a little bit of colour. And particularly, like I've just said, when you're on an off season, I don't know if they'll continue through the whole year. I don't know if this is an experiment. Nothing was ever announced. But it's really good to see.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting on to my last piece of news, guys. So this,
Flying through.
we are flying through. So I hope we've got some trip reports signed up. This one is a tricky trailer. So we've had trailers out for a few weeks for the music festival, but this one came out today. Well, came out a few days ago that really caught my eye. Let's just play it. We've got the visuals to play. We won't play the sound because YouTube will catch us up on that, but we'll just play the visuals because it's the visuals I'm interested in. Very short.
The video, the advert.
Yeah.
We will put this out.
Oh, we will play the sound.
Experience Disney Music Festival this summer. €124 per person per night price example. Book now with Disney.
I just found that a really, really interesting advert because it's loads
It
of
was
people.
mostly just about the price.
Well, yeah, but it's loads of people in, like, if you think what a usual Disney advert looks like, it's kids in princess costumes, it's loads of characters, it's loads of magic, they show you on rides, but they show this kind of spectacular thing. That was, other than the price at the end, there was barely any shots. There was half a shot of the castle at one point, before the price screen this is. There was half a shot of Baloo, and the rest of it was cast members in the most boring costumes and people in t-shirts, and then like young adults looking like they're at a music festival. And I'm not dissing it because, to be honest, it makes me kind of want to go. I'm like, oh, that's a bit different. That feels different from your usual Disney festival. I'd be interested to see how that goes. But from a kind of bigger scope, it's very odd. I mean, even when they show cast members, they usually show them in really either period costumes or flamboyant performance costumes.
Yeah.
And they were wearing joggers. Let's just watch it again. It's
Here we
just
go.
a weird one.
Experience Disney Music Festival this summer. €124 per person per night price example. Book now with Disney.
Come and enjoy a mass of people.
Were
Yeah.
the singers wearing running vests?
Yeah.
They got like vests on?
The
What
other
on
thing
earth?
is, I saw this on social media, and so I don't know about the rest of you. I am usually sound down on social media
Pauline's seen it
anyway.
about 20 times this week
Um,
on Prime.
and so if you're watching it on social media, you don't turn the sound up. So the visuals are very, very, very important, I find. And it's only when I'm interested that I click on something that the sound comes on. I just found that an extremely un-Disney advert, personally. I just wanted to know what people thought.
Jen said it feels very American.
Does it? You think?
Well,
I
that's
don't
I
know.
don't know. It just seems really
If that's what
abrupt
Jen
to
thinks,
me.
then that's what Jen thinks. I think it's valid.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's valid.
You
I'm
put
just
in the
like,
face, that's all.
I always think this 124 euros. Something
Yeah.
they say. I always think when it says that's how much it is per person, you go, gosh, that's cheap, and then you go, well, there's 4 of us.
per person per night, and you don't just want to go for one night.
No, and all of a sudden it mounts up, doesn't it? And
Plus
it's not
food.
that cheap at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right. You see that and you go, maybe that... No, actually, no, we won't.
Louise has put a finger on it. She says it's missing Mickey ears and costumes. Costumes are mentioned, but it's funny, isn't it? Mickey ears are like a universal sign of Disney Park. Everybody knows it. Even if just some of the people in the crowd were wearing Mickey ears, it would just hit more immediately.
Were
I
any
think.
of them there? Any of the Fab Five there?
No, there was only Baloo.
Just Baloo.
Baloo, everyone's favourite
That'll
Disney
sell
character.
it. Solo Show says DLP new ad is to show how crowded it is. That's all I take from it. I see that. Like I once I won't name the festival, but there was a convention locally to us, and I think the second year or something, they advertised it on Facebook by just showing a camera going along the crowd as it queued up all around the block. And I thought quite rightly in the comments, I don't think that's a good idea because that really makes me not want to go.
Yeah.
It showed hundreds and hundreds of people in a line outside waiting to go in. That's going to make me stay away.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's what this feels like. It's like, it just looks really busy and cramped.
To be fair, our last trip came off the back of a Disney World trip, and it was Christmas season, and we went to Disneyland Paris, and we're like, oh God, it's so quiet. This is so nice. It's so quiet. I'm aware it's not quiet, but when you're used to the Disney scrums of Florida, it feels quite leisurely, doesn't it, Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, it can do.
Joey says it feels like because of how much work is going on that they couldn't film anything.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to get construction walls and everywhere the point
Just
of
staying
camera
this
there is.
bit.
Do you know, John's just mentioned a piece of news that I completely missed, and I didn't miss it. I read it earlier in the week, but sometimes it goes by.
Jean Imbert.
Yeah, they're getting like a Michelin star. Well, they can't say it's a Michelin star restaurant until they get a Michelin star,
No.
can they? But they're getting
It's a Michelin starred chef.
a high-end Michelin chef to do like a 9-course, like $250 a head meal, aren't they? In the
It's
Disneyland
interesting.
Hotel. It
Not
is.
for me, thanks.
No, I don't think it's for many people. There's Victoria and Albert's in the Grand Floridian in Florida, and I never hear people talk about it. I think the whole restaurant only seats about 30 people, and it's so niche. It really is for your 1%ers who go, I think.
Here's the thing. If I was booking a holiday and me and Laura and it was just the two of us going and we didn't have the boys, and that was an option, and I could book it beforehand, so I've already paid for it when I get there, then I think I would 100% want to do that.
Would you?
Absolutely would.
You're a
yeah.
foodie though, aren't you?
I am a foodie, yeah. But yeah, I absolutely would want to do that. I think it's quite a nice little. It is niche, isn't it? Quite a nice little different thing.
Maybe Chris is one of the 1%ers.
Oh, he most definitely is not.
I must say, on that, because you went to Six by Nico, didn't you, on the weekend?
Yeah, I mean that's not even close to what that is.
No,
but
I
yeah.
know. But when we were on our honeymoon, we went to one of these restaurants that does a lot of courses. That's why I'm thinking. 'Cause
Like a
it's
tasting menu.
A 6-course meal, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, like a tasting menu, and it was very high end, and it was like a revolving restaurant at a high point in Reykjavik. And there's not many high points in Reykjavik. It's quite a flat place, so you could see most of the town. And it is quite nice because even though you pay a lot, when I pay a lot, I feel a pressure to like really enjoy everything I eat. But if you're gonna have 9-12 courses, it's okay to have them to give you foie gras or something, and you go, "This is gross," because you know
Well,
there's probably something nice coming next.
We made our choices, and then in between courses,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what's the word in between dishes. Courses, they would bring you extra little things that you hadn't asked for. So then, all of a sudden, a waiter would come over and plonk a little sauce in front of me with a perfect, like, rectangular tower of raw fish, like, in slices. It looked amazing, but he plonked it down. I thought, I don't want this. And I was going to have to come back and take it away, and I haven't touched it. So normally, I would, like, press it down with my fork, hide a bit in a napkin. You know, they don't care, but it's just... Like, they could have asked me.
It was gorgeous.
And I would have said, no,
in,
thank you.
I think in those situations, though, because I've done a couple of these tasting menu things. I did one in Milan once, and the 6 by Nico was yesterday. It was absolutely brilliant, by the way. It was half Christmas, half birthday present, I think. Is what it was.
Ooh.
It was really good. But yeah, the thing is, for me, if you're going to go and do something like that, you have to forget about what food you like and what food you don't like, and give yourself over to the chef and what it is they're creating. And that means you eat things that you wouldn't normally eat, and you experience things you wouldn't normally experience. But I love that. I love the opportunity to try different things.
Sounds invasive.
What I'm saying, though, Hugh, is you can't pick the peas out of this one.
No. Hey, Chris, you reminded me. It's your birthday. I got your birthday present yesterday.
Oh.
It's not... this is... oh, God. This is to go with it. It's a bottle of... Tropical Blast Zero Sugar.
I feel embarrassed passing that over to you, to be honest. Bon appetit.
But that's...
After we talked about a tasting menu, he's saying how much he enjoys going to.
yeah.
And this is what you get when you come to the
it's
rain.
to go
house.
with it's to go with Captain Morgan's Spice Gold. It's 0, so that you can drink it here and then drive back to your side of the house.
Oh, we had this on the show last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did,
Remember?
yeah.
And it's good. It's very good.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be
Yeah.
The
something
Rain
you can-
family.
You can drink and then drive afterwards. I mean, you don't have to leave it here or anything. You can take it with you, but
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
want some?
yeah, go on then.
Do you want a bit in your ginger?
I'll put it in this whatever this thing was called.
There you go.
What's it called? Zobo.
Zobo.
The Rain family are notoriously reluctant and poor hosts. Like, we've got a solid group of friends that's made up of like 4 families, and the other 3 families really enjoy hosting.
It's
and
not that we're poor hosts. We don't have the space.
we don't have the skills either. It's
we do have the skills.
I've always said that about you.
Speak
you
for
just don't
yourself.
have the
we
skill.
don't know. It's like it's the culinary skills. I'm allergic to tomato, and like they were having a pizza evening and making their own pizza, and I went over to Chris's and he just knocked me up a tomatoeless garlic mushroom pizza,
yeah.
and I was like, my brain was blown because we just don't cook. And Lace is the daughter of restaurateurs, isn't she? And it's ridiculous. And Kat and Brookie are like, you know, they put a drink in your hand every 2 seconds. We just like we like pass a bottle of, what was it?
Tropical Blast.
Tropical
0.
Blast. Here you go.
Sometimes Lucy will have a friend round and I'll be upstairs for a couple of hours and I'll come downstairs and I'll say, have you been offered a drink? And they'll look at me and do you know when the lips are all lips are all cracked and when they speak, dust comes out and they go, yeah.
That's why no one ever comes to our house except Chris. He's the only one who's brave enough.
I have to get my own drinks though. I have to bring them with me.
You have the last 2 weeks, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, but that's just because of things that I've found.
Yeah.
I'm taking my glasses off now.
Right, where were we?
Oh goodness me, I don't know.
Well, we're talking about the restaurant. But have we finished the news other than the restaurant?
Other than the restaurant, we finished the news. I wish I'd written down more details about that restaurant now. Just taking my glass off, thought done with the reading, I'm putting them back on. Somebody has said they wish they'd done the sparkle experience at Disneyland Hotel years ago. Yeah, I wish I'd spent more time in Disneyland Hotel full stop years ago, because now it's new. I don't really know the difference. We went for a couple of meals there. Didn't we? Went in the gift shop and things.
Yeah. Should we look at some photographs?
Yes.
Before we run out of time?
Yes.
Oh yeah, right. I'm going to have to move my microphone a little bit so that I can reach over and do stuff here. But let's do that. So, do you want to explain the situation?
The situation.
Yeah.
So we each chose 3. From how many
From what?
entries
What?
did we have?
I meant the full context, not just.
Okay, so some was it Cheryl? You're gonna have to help me out with
Cheryl,
these
yes, it was
details.
Cheryl.
Cheryl had a lovely idea of us doing a photograph competition of photos that have been taken in Disneyland Paris. We thought this was lovely. So Cheryl was the one who put the original post and the rules on Facebook.
Yes.
We've got together some really good prizes because we grabbed them when we were in Disneyland Paris just before Christmas. We can go through those in a bit as well. Bonnie, I think they're in a bag in Daddy's study.
Are they?
The prizes.
Yeah. Would you know them if you saw them?
Yes.
Yes, good. And then everybody just posted their pictures in the comments. We've had about how many entries?
Lots.
Well,
we've had about a lot.
There are 135 comments, but that's a lot of those. So it's about half that. There's normally like one reply per picture-ish.
We'd say about 70 entries. We chose 3 each, and then Bonnie chose 1, so that we made it down to 10. So we've got 10 finalists here, and oh, there we go. They've all got a title, so you can vote with your title. So that one is, hang on,
This
just
is
a minute.
a picture from Vicky. And for listeners, it's a picture of Goofy dressed in a Wild West outfit.
We haven't put the titles. We're not voting now, though, are we?
No.
No, but I'm going to tell the titles because there's going to be listeners as well.
Yes. Cool. Good.
Thank you, Bonnie.
So
Thank you, Slave.
this is called Goof Hugs. Goof Hugs, if you want to. I don't know if anybody wants to write it down, but
Goofy-
that's Goof.
Hugs.
Goofy hugging,
Hugs.
presumably Vicky's son,
Yeah.
and lifting him way off the ground.
Way up.
I think
With a
I
big-
chose that one.
Big wide stand scoof he's got.
Yeah, A, because I like the triangular composition of it, and B, it's just so joyful, and it really is a moment in time. Do you know what I mean? And you know that there's some enjoyment going
He's
on
so
there.
tall. You don't like.
Yeah.
You don't appreciate just how
Yeah.
tall he
Yeah.
is.
Okay, and the next one?
I like the ones with a bit of a story to them, and when you say story, that sounds kind of grand, but it's just, you know, that big hug. It is. There's a lot you can read from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's God. Now, this is Skull Rock at night. We had a lot of landscape ones, and we really had to kind of think to ourselves, because Disneyland Paris is just beautiful. And so sometimes we were looking and thinking, the pictures are lovely because of the sky or the light or the snow or the whatever, but is it a really good
This is
picture of
from
it?
John, who's in the chat.
And we just thought the balance of the light here, and it was nicely composed. It's just a really well put together
It's
shot. of
moody.
Skull Rock.
It
It's
is a
moody.
lovely
It's
picture,
got
this.
some backlighting on the ship, and then some side lighting, reflections in the water. So we thought this was a really, really nice, just landscape shot.
And
Shall
what's
we
this one
say.
called?
Skull Rock.
Skull Rock. That's Skull Rock.
This one's called To Disney and Beyond. So what we've got here is got the castle. It's from a low angle, and it's got a castle in the background, and then it's got a young lad, whose name is in the description that Hugh's gonna get.
Well, it's Eloise. My son has grown up going to Disney. He's 6 now and been going since he was 3. There's no name though. This is what Disney is all about for me in this photo. Seeing the magic through his eyes.
And he's pointing onwards with such kind of determination
It's
and
like-
mission.
Yeah, it's
Can I
like
add a story to it? Because I think
Yeah.
that he's pointing at the cast member in Casey's corner because they're taking so long to make his cup of coffee.
Perhaps.
well, it's a black and white piece.
Yeah.
The castle in the background, but it's a low angle, and he's pointing off in a direction as if to say, "We're going this way now." You know, next we're going over there. It's just dramatic point off, up and off screen. You know, to the future, as it were.
Yeah, I love that picture.
It's great.
Oh, what's that one called? Sorry.
That's
Here you go.
To Disney and
To
Beyond.
Disney and Beyond.
Now here we have Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Um,
Maleficent.
and you chose this one, Hugh.
I did. It's quite striking as this. This is from Jasmine, and it's Maleficent in the middle there. But it's just such a nice composition.
Yeah.
Maleficent's just facing forward, filling the entire bottom of the frame, and then the head's filling like the sort of top half. But then you can see people milling around in the background, and it's just like Maleficent striking a pose, basically.
She's looking directly into the camera,
Yeah,
isn't she?
it's very engaging as a subject. You know, just you know, she's locked us with her eyes. It's great.
It is really good.
What else we got? Oh yeah, this is a firm favourite.
I love this one.
See, I picked this one, but it might just be because I was first. I think someone else might have picked it as well.
I think I did pick it, but I had to pick another one because you picked it.
So, Bonnie's come to see which one it is.
It's the motion, isn't it? It's the fact
It
that the
is.
motion's there.
So this is from come on, we didn't write these down, so I'm going through the original. I found it. This is from John. Who doesn't love a teacup, eh? Says John, and it's taken with a wide angle, so the edges of the picture are kind of stretching out towards us, so everything's focusing in like a zoom towards the main subject, which is Mummy, holding onto the circle on the inside of the teacup, with a face like of pure terror, and the kids laughing.
Yeah.
Are they
Laughing
twins?
their heads off.
Are they twins there?
It's
Sisters at least. A blurred background. It's just got everything going on.
You know, sometimes Hugh takes a group shot, usually of friends, and when he looks at it, he goes, everyone's doing the job in that picture, meaning that we're,
Yeah.
you know,
Everyone's acting like you would expect them to act.
Yeah.
Like literally across the board, you've got 6 people. They're all doing what they normally do in life.
and it's the whole story of like the parent-child dynamic. And do you know what? Again, getting hot behind the eyes. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But you know the whole story of Walt going to Griffith Park and sitting on a bench watching his girls on a roundabout and wishing that he could make something for the whole family could enjoy. I look at this picture and I go, that's what Walt wanted
That's
to
it,
build.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what he wanted.
We've got John here. John says, "Hi, yes, they're my twin daughters, Bea and Freya."
Nice.
Oh, lovely names as well.
I also really like the reflection of a horrified face in the wheel.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's everything. It's great. So
Love it.
that is called T for 3.
T for 3.
I know. I know. This is the kind of picture that you can pull out at somebody's 18th birthday party, do you know?
This
So
is from
it-
Lauren.
And you chose this one as well.
I did, yeah. So again, to describe it. So what's this mouse called?
It's either Susie or Perla. I'm afraid I don't know. Because Susie and Perla are the 2 girl mice from Cinderella. And I don't know which one this is.
So Lauren's here and says, that's my Milo. So Milo's got his hands, he's got his elbows on the table. This will be, what's that restaurant called?
Cinderella's Royal Table, but it's like
Yeah.
Auberge de Cendrillon.
Auberge de Cendrillon.
Head in his hands. He looks like he's possibly crying or just,
Overwhelmed.
not in the mood. And Pearl or Susie, did you say?
Susie or Perla,
Is
yeah.
behind, ready to approach the table. Hands to the face, as if to say, whoops, what have I...
I might come back later.
Have I interrupted? Yeah. And it's just, again, it's the story, the story. When I say story, you're asking questions like, is he upset at something else? Is she there to comfort him? Has he seen her and turned away in horror? You start to ask all these questions. Is he not enjoying himself? Is he overwhelmed? Is he having a great time? Is he actually laughing?
It is. There's a whole story there. And like I say about bringing it out at someone's 18th birthday, if you pull that out, no one's going to say, oh, that's nice. Like someone just staring and smiling at the camera. They're going to say, what happened? What were you feeling? And they'll say, oh, well, that had just gone on and I'd fought with my sister and I dropped my crayons and then she came and I didn't like it. It was the fur I didn't like or whatever. And so there's more to it. It's lovely.
It reminds me of the picture that we've got of Ollie just after we'd met Captain Hook, and he was just scared stiff. The look on his face is absolutely priceless.
I think our equivalent would be Bonnie meeting the gingerbread man.
Oh, but that's joy. That's
At
pure
Christmas,
joy.
and she's in a similar way. She just looks so happy. She's like, I can't believe I just spoke to a gingerbread man.
That one is called Mouse Trauma.
Okay.
Right, we've got another landscape one. This one's from you, Chris.
Yeah, I picked it for 2 reasons. Firstly, because
This is Danielle.
there isn't anywhere better to be as the sun comes down than Agrabah, I don't think, in the parks. I absolutely love that bit. It's near some toilets, and you know how much I love toilets. It's right by the toilets. But I don't get how you've managed to take that picture without anybody there sat on those benches.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember going through there and it not being busy.
Maybe it's kick out time.
So it feels like you've just captured a moment there, and I think that's why I like it. It's just
peaceful.
something really peaceful and magical about it. I just love it.
And it's also, as well as showing off people's good photography skills, it's showing off the beauty of Disney doing this. I'm loving doing this. We should do this every month.
We really should.
Don't even
Were you going to say a week, and then because there was a slight pause there, you went every month.
Yeah, maybe it's an annual thing. I don't know. So that one's called Adventureland.
Adventureland.
Yeah, that's right by the entrance to Adventureland.
This one's called Peking Castle. Peking as in looking, Peking, not Peking the city. Chris, this is yours.
Again, I just like that it's just a different angle of the castle, isn't it? Completely. It's something completely different. I can't even figure out where it is. Where is it? Somewhere in Adventureland.
I think it's stood outside the playground, the pirates' playground, because you can see the galleon.
Yes.
But it's at a lower angle.
This is from Charlotte. It's framed in a similar way to how I would frame something, and
That's a compliment.
I would see something, and I'd probably like duck down a little bit, frame it so that the foliage is in the foreground and blurred out.
I think the thing is,
It's got the plane as well, just scratching across the sky.
there's something about that. That's a well thought out picture. That isn't just I've walked past this place and there it is, and maybe it was, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like that's a real kind of you've just spotted something and right, that is the picture. It just
For the listeners,
And it's nice sunlight as well in there.
Yeah.
Picking out the castle.
it's a castle in the distance with some foliage and the galleon in the foreground. But it's very nice. That doesn't do it justice, me saying that.
It's framed by
it's nicely-
Adventureland elements.
Yeah. So that's Peking Castle. And this one is You Can Fly. I feel like he's saying that to Dumbo. So this is a little boy dressed as Peter Pan, looking over the fence to Dumbo.
Yeah, he's got his back to the viewer. Mm-hmm. This is from Sarah. Favourite ride? Dumbo is James and my favourite ride. I love this photo. It's my little Peter Pan waiting to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I just Dumbo's one of Ollie's favourites. That's one of the reasons for me. But I just think it's a really nice picture. I think
Hands on the gate, just ready and eager to get on the ride, just waiting for his turn.
Yeah.
His little hat on, a feather. It's
Magical moments.
nice. Yeah.
So that's You Can Fly. And then finally, this one. Do you want to come and tell us why you chose it, Bonnie? No.
She doesn't. You don't know. You just liked it.
So this is Fantasyland. It's on a beautiful sunny day. We've got some soft clouds up there. And it's an unusual point to photograph Fantasyland. But for that reason, it's lovely to look at. It's looking towards the Cheshire Cat. And also, what's that little hut that sells drinks and foam hands and baseball caps and things? Shall I look it up on the app or someone else talks?
Do it. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the picture on here to credit the person.
But it's a different angle.
It's Dan.
Different angle that you don't often see of Disney World, and it's really colourful and gorgeous.
You know, one of the things that comes across in a lot of these pictures for me is we talk about foliage and things all the time, don't we? But sometimes you just don't appreciate how much there is there.
Chris actually replied to this in the group, and you said, "Oh, I love this Fantasyland showcase."
Yeah,
Because all these different bits in there.
yeah. And it's a bit of a different angle, isn't it? You wouldn't.
Dan said, "Caught a rare moment," which I take it means that it's quiet.
It is. It's really peaceful.
Because
Isn't
there's
it?
not a soul to be seen. There's signs of human activity, like there's some pushchairs in the foreground, but
There's no food carts
there's
there
not
at the moment.
there's not a
Stopping
single
everyone getting past.
person. There's not a single person in sight in this picture.
And you know, the other thing is, I can see that hut, but it's not got a name next to it. It's just nameless.
I want to give an honourable mention to a couple though.
Go on then.
Because I almost put this in. I think, if I could have chosen 4, I would have put this one as well. And it's actually an old photograph. Do you remember the one? Where is it? Come now. Here we go. It was from Danielle again. Oh, so is this the same Danielle that got the other one in? Maybe it is. Then it's not so bad that it's an honourable mention because you've actually got one in. I'll confirm that later. It's 3 people in ponchos, and it was taken in 1998. And you can't actually really tell it's Disneyland, but they're just there in the ponchos. It just has
Looking happy as Larry.
a vintage quality to it. Yellow poncho era. Apparently, the reason they switched from yellow to clear is because too many children were getting lost when wearing them.
Imagine that.
My granddad and auntie's December 1998.
If you haven't done already, I would go through that post and have a look. So if you go onto our Facebook page, it's in the featured bit at the top, so it is pinned. So go and have a look at featured at the top and the post there, and there's loads of really good pictures.
It is the same Danielle.
Ah, cool.
My runner-up, as it were, was there's 2 twin boys who look about maybe 3. I'm just holding it up. Outside Davy Crockett Ranch, wearing green hoodies, and they're looking in opposite directions, and they look like a 90s indie band.
They look like they look like they're about to drop the hottest hip hop album.
Oh yeah,
of 1996.
And I think if they were your children, I would just love that picture so much. It's so cool, and they're both just doing the thing.
But the thing is, there's so many good pictures. Like, I'm looking at one here. There's a really good from Natalie, and she said just a lovely place to be. And it's just got a picture of the Fantasy Gardens with really nice lighting.
That was a close call for me, actually. I nearly picked that as one of mine.
And she sent another one with dad and sons, having a lightsaber battle. There's so many good pictures in here. So there's somebody I'd like to have singled out, but we can't. We've got to draw a line somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we've picked our favourites, and we're gonna have a poll. Then is it?
I think so I think we'll put a post out with those pictures on it this week so that you can have a look at them. And then what I was going to do was next week put a poll in the chat with the 10 names on it, and then you can go and vote in them, and that'll help us decide who wins.
Are we not doing it for likes on the Facebook page? So that people who don't always watch live can... Should we do it for likes on the Facebook page and then whittle it down to top 3?
We can do it however you'd like to do it.
Actually, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I'm easy.
We'll whittle it down a bit then.
For the poll.
It's just not what we've said. That's not what we've said, but I think it's a good idea. I think it's probably a better idea. No, we've been really fluid with our decision making for this competition since we decided we were doing it.
I think
we're fluid with most things.
I think we'll get more votes on the group for the 10, and then we've got fewer people then for the final 3.
Yeah. Okay, so go on to the Facebook group, and it's a great opportunity for all our listeners and all our viewers to go on and join the Facebook group if you haven't already, and vote for your favourite one with a thumbs up. We'll put that up after the show, and then next week we will have the final 3.
Here's a question.
We'll have prizes.
Are we casting a vote on the final pictures?
Well, I think the fact that we've chosen 3 each,
we probably shouldn't, should we?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Unless we need to give it a casting vote somewhere if the numbers are close.
Yeah.
We can be we can be the casting vote if there's a need for it. I think that works.
It's good not to be under like BBC rules where, you know, we're hampered by, so, you know, like for a time they couldn't do competitions because of like fixing, could they?
No.
Yeah.
But we can do what we want.
Yeah.
And no one can stop us.
We're unstoppable.
We could keep all the prices for ourselves, and you know.
Oh, could we actually do that?
Yeah, I could flood the market with my own photographs and just have them all in the top 10.
We can't anymore because we've already put the top 10 out.
Well, exactly. We can just change it.
We could change it.
Do I remember a scandal on Blue Peter where they had a competition to name the cats?
I think that's where the scandal came from.
Because the cats ended up being called Carrot and Urquhart, which you have to agree are good names. But it was meant to go to like a public vote, and they didn't like what the public voted for, so they ignored it.
Well, that's like Boaty McBoatface, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay.
So that's photo business done, and it's 9:30.
Goodness me.
The chat's not been active for a bit. A couple of weeks ago, was it last week even? The chat just stopped. So we stopped responding to anything in the chat because we didn't realise it just went dead. It was doing it across all devices, so we couldn't see any live chat. It's not happened again, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Someone say something in the chat.
Doesn't look like it's happened. It looks like it's all okay.
If you are one of our Patreon pals, you get an extra bonus show of 20 minutes now, and we are going to talk. We have a few things we're going to talk about: Disney related, Disney Plus related, show related, trip related, but it tends to just go a bit off the handle.
Thanks,
doesn't
Bonnie.
it? So if you're a Patreon pal, you can hop over and join us for the next 20 minutes on that. If you're not and you want to be, there's a link in the description. You can join us straight away. That show is also available to Patreons for the rest of the week. Well, for the rest of forever.
Quick question from
But you
Sugar
get a
Sweet
chance
Samantha.
tomorrow.
Can we like/vote for more than one photo?
We can't stop you,
We
can we?
can't stop you from doing that, so I would say yes.
No, we can't, because there'd be no way of us.
Unless we went through who'd liked every photo.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
and then
all
if you
like
did more than
all of
one-
them, then that could make it really difficult because they'll all have the same number of votes. But
Yeah, vote for
whatever you
as
like.
many as you like.
yeah,
Vote for 9 out of 10 if you
Yeah,
like.
well, that would be a bit mean. But, use,
It would, because that
use
person
your
could go through then.
discretion.
and like figure out which one you didn't vote
like
for.
it, Yeah.
Use your discretion. But we can't do anything to stop you. If you've got 2 favourites, fine. I think we'll still get the favoritist floating to the top either way, won't we?
Yes.
Yes.
The favoritist is.
Oh, don't push me. My teeth are doing me head in today.
If any of you got any trip reports, send them to mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk. That's mailbox@37disneystreet.co.uk.
I didn't even get a chance to go. What was that address again, Chris?
I know. We're over time now. So I was just
Practice.
trying to
Yeah, let's go.
And also, can I just say, because we keep talking about this California trip that we may be possibly going to take, if anybody is from California or has experienced being in California, we already know we have listeners in California, and wants to tell us what we should do
Or drive us round.
with our, if we go for 2 weeks and we're only at Disney for 4 days, what do we do with our other 10 days? You tell us. Okay then. Thank you very much. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
See you later. Watch out for the new exit credits.
Ooh.
I know.
What?
Ooh. If they work. Oh yeah, they're working, look. You see that? Everyone's names on it.
Are we saying thank